Watch this saw grind straight through a brick wall. This rotary tool carves, drills, and polishes. This cart rolls a 2,000-pound safe like it's nothing. 12 tools. Here's which ones are actually worth it. Starting with the one that's basically lived on my bench all week, a rotary tool kit, Dremel style, with 180 bits in the case. Sanding drums, cutting wheels, polishing tips, a flex shaft for the fiddly stuff. Watch it carve, drill, and polish the same block of wood without swapping the tool out once. Variable speed, so you're not gouging soft pine at full power. Gun, you'll use maybe 20 of those 180 bits regularly. The rest just look impressive sitting in the case. Quick one for the comments. Which of these 12 have you actually used before? For the price, it earns a spot in the drawer. Next up solves the no stud, no problem issue. These are two-component toggle anchors. You drill a hole, push it in, and a toggle folds out flat behind the drywall, so it can't spin or pull through. In the demo, it held a hook rated past 100 pounds, hanging on nothing but plasterboard. 10 anchors, 10 screws, and they work in wood and thin metal too, not just drywall. Con, you need the right drill bit size, and if the hole's loose, the toggle won't seat. Measure twice. But for hanging a bike rack or a heavy mirror with 0 studs around, this is the cheap fix that actually works. This is the kind of thing you don't think you need until you use it once. A precision ruler set, 3 sizes, aluminium, with a wide sliding attachment that turns it into a T-square for scribing straight lines across a board. Markings in millimeters and inches, down to a 30-second, and a mechanical pencil clips right onto it, so you're never hunting for one. Gun, it's just a ruler. There's no magic here. It won't save a bad measurement, only a slow one. But for anyone doing real woodworking, it's the small tool that quietly makes every cut straighter. Now something for anyone who's glued a PVC fitting and found the inside edge too rough to see properly. It's a 9-piece pipe reamer set, 1/2 inch up to 4 inch, carbide inserts already installed plus 2 spares. Chuck it in a drill and it cleans the burr off a cut pipe in about 2 seconds. You can watch the shavings curl right off. Covers Schedule 40, which is what's under most houses. Con, it's a one-job tool, and if you're not the one running pipe, you'll never touch it. But if you are, it turns a fiddly handy burring job into a 5-second spin. This next one's niche, and I'll say that up front. It's a micro power sander, a tiny reciprocating tip running 7,000 strokes a minute, built for models, miniatures, and tight detail work a regular sander can't get into. Toolless head swaps, pre-cut self-stick pads, and it just plugs into the wall. No battery to charge. 8 tips, 60 pads in a box. Con, and it's the whole story. If you're not building models or doing miniature work, you will never want to reach for this. But if that is your hobby, it's the tool that saves your fingers. Hobbyists only on this one. This one's for anyone who's thrown their back out moving a fridge. It's an all-terrain appliance dolly. You strap it under a washer, a gun safe, even a shipping crate, and the whole thing rolls on 4 wheels instead of you dragging it. Expands out to almost 4 feet, rated for 2,000 pounds, and it handled a safe and a stack of tires without straining in the demo. Con, it's built for heavy, awkward loads specifically. For a light box, it's overkill, you're better off just carrying it. But for appliances, safes, and anything with real weight, this thing earns its space in the garage. Now a real workhorse. Milwaukee's cordless belt sander, corded power output off the battery, with dust collection rated around 80%, so you're not sanding in a cloud. 3 by 18-inch belts, and in the demo it stripped a plank down to bare wood in a couple of passes. That's a lot of material moving fast. Universal dust port, so it hooks to whatever vac you already run. Con, it's heavy, and belt sanders are aggressive by nature. On soft or thin wood, it's easy to gouge if you hesitate in one spot. But for stripping old finish or leveling rough lumber fast, nothing else here comes close. Every mechanic's hit this exact problem. A bolt buried behind something your ratchet just can't swing at. This is a 3/8 extension wrench with low-profile sockets built in. It turns a bolt into space with barely any swing room at all, right behind an engine's radiator. The sockets are magnetic too, so they hold the nut instead of dropping it into the one place you can't reach. Con? It's slower than a normal ratchet on an open bolt, so you won't use it for everything, just the ones nothing else reaches. For that one bolted job, it's worth owning. This one's a serious tool, not for casual use. It's a concrete surface planer, a grinder head that shaves down high spots, old paint, and glue residue off a slab, with a dust shroud hooked to a vac so it's not filling the room with silica dust. In the demo, it leveled a rough patch flat in a few passes. Con, and it's a big one. This is a specialist tool, loud, and genuinely dangerous to run without the right PPE and dust extraction hooked up properly. If you're prepping a garage floor or leveling a slab for tile, it's exactly right. For anyone else, this stays a rental. Concrete pros only on this one. And this is the one from the very start. Remember the saw eating straight through that brick wall? This is the Arbortech AllSaw, and the blade's the real story. Built to cut masonry, mortar joints, and brick without the kickback a normal blade gives you in stone. Watch it clear a whole doorway opening, brick by brick, in the time a sledgehammer would still be swinging. Con? It's expensive, and it's loud. This is a renovation tool, not something you buy for one picture frame. But if you're actually cutting into brick or block, nothing else here even competes. Renovators only, but genuinely brilliant if that's you. Last stretch, and this one's oddly satisfying to watch. It's a 4-inch round blade cloth cutter. An AC motor spins an octagonal blade, and it slices straight through denim, canvas, even heavy felt in one smooth pass. No scissors, no sawing back and forth. Built-in sharpener on the blade itself, so it stays sharp instead of you sending it out. Extra thin base plate too, so it glides instead of snagging the fabric underneath. Con? It's built for volume. If you're hemming one pair of jeans a year, scissors are fine. But for anyone cutting fabric regularly, sewing, upholstery, costume work, this saves real hours. And last, the most specialized thing on this list. It's a HEPA air scrubber, the kind restoration crews run after water damage or mold work. It pulls 1,400 square feet of air through a HEPA filter, and you can daisy chain several together on one job site. In the demo, they swapped the whole filter cartridge in under a minute. No tools. Con? Outside of restoration or serious dust control, you'll never need this. It's not a home air purifier. It's industrial. If you do this kind of work for a living, though, it's exactly right. Restoration pros only. So, 12 tools, and if I had to keep 2, it's the Fischer Wall Anchors and that Rotary toolkit. $10 in drywall anchors held more weight than tools costing 5 times as much. And the Rotary tool just does more jobs than anything else on this bench. Everything's linked below. Tell me in the comments, which of these 12 have you actually used before? See you in the next one.